Alright, so now let's go ahead and get into some pros and cons about the iPod Touch 4th generation that I can think of. Pros. One of the pros is that it is super duper thin. I mean, as I already said, I can't really see that much of a difference, but I mean right there you guys can see it's pretty ridiculous. Excuse me, oh my gosh. You can see that it's pretty ridiculously thin. I mean, I can't even remember how thin that is, but it's pretty ridiculous. There's the other side. It is really, really, really thin. It's really thin. So that is one pro about it. Another pro, it actually has cameras now, so you can actually record. You can actually take pictures on the go and record 720p HD videos with this thing. 720p HD, guys. That is insane. I mean, if you guys want to see what 720p looks like, check out my mobile channel. My mobile channel is exclusively for this iPod. I only upload videos taken with this camera, with this iPod. All those videos were only taken with this thing, so that's that. Some of them were taken with the front. I think only one of them was taken with the front-facing camera. The majority of them were with the rear-facing camera. Go check that out if you guys want to see what it looks like. And if you want to get the full quality of it, be sure to click on the HD thing so you guys can watch it in full 720p HD. It actually looks really amazing. And every time I look at this thing, I never cease to think that it's so amazing how far we've come. We can now fit a 720p HD camera inside that little lens, inside this super small form factor. I mean, not long ago, that would have required a really, really big camera, you know what I mean? Like a huge camera. So, I find that to be pretty cool, actually. Another pro about the iPod Touch 4th generation that a lot of people like, you don't need to worry about the Chrome anymore. I mean, the Chrome is still there, but it's very minimalistic. And the Chrome isn't exactly flush with the digitizer anymore. So that means that you have less of a chance of scratching it. And also that very little bit of Chrome right there just really helps this thing to look absolutely gorgeous, as you guys can see right there. It looks really nice with that little bit of Chrome there. So that's that. Yeah, that's that. Again, another pro I've said, but certainly not a seller point, would be the super duper high quality, high resolution screen. I mean, like I said, it's not exactly a seller point to me, but it still looks great. So, you do have the Retina display on it, although it's not a IPS screen, it's a TFT screen, so yes. You also have a built-in microphone finally, so you can record notes on the go and all that such. Yep. Anything else I can really think about? No, not really. Oh yeah, this also, spec-wise, I guess, at least the specs I know, this also has Apple's A4 processor, which is their gigahertz processor, and it's also got in it, it's got the ambient light sensor, the accelerometer, and the gyroscope. It's also got in it the cameras, yeah, just a lot of stuff. And it's also got a proper speaker in it, which is another pro. That is a pretty important feature, if you ask me. It has a proper speaker in it, so that's good. Yeah, let's go ahead and, before we make this video too long, get into the cons of this thing. And there are some cons. One of the cons is the fact that it's very unstable with a lot of internets. Lots of people are having this problem, me included. When I did that YouTube video demonstration, it worked flawlessly, okay? It also actually conclusively showed that it actually can load, when it is working properly, it can actually render and load videos a lot quicker than the second generation iPod Touch. It was able to watch it pretty much instantly. But unfortunately, it's not very stable with a lot of internets. If you want to see what I'm talking about here, click on the iPod Touch 4th generation and you will be brought to a video where I demonstrate this. So that's pretty sad and unfortunate, but yeah, that's just that. Maybe, I'm pretty sure it's a software problem. I'm hoping Apple will fix it in a later software update. I was kind of expecting it in iOS 4.2, but no. Oh, well, and also I do think the iPad has this problem too, and I'm not sure about the iPhone 4. Haven't heard anybody complain about the iPhone 4 with this yet. But I do know at least that the iPad and the iPod Touch do have this problem, so, yes. Another con would be... Ooh, what is another con? Oh, another con about the sort of newer generation iPod Touches, they don't include the polishing cloth anymore. I seriously want to know why this is, because it makes sense why they didn't include it with the iPhone 3GS and the iPhone 4, because those have an oleophobic coating on their digitizer. If you don't know what that means, it is a fingerprint resistive coating that a lot of glasses manufacturers are using, like, you know, the kind you wear on your face. Yeah, the iPhone 4 and iPhone 3GS has that coating. The iPod Touches still don't have that. And also the iPads do have it as well. But the iPod Touches don't. As you can see, this thing is still quite a bit of a fingerprint magnet. The iPhones are too, but they're easier to get off, and they are a little bit more resistant to that kind of thing. So I can understand why they didn't include it with the 3GS and 4, but if they're not going to put the oleophobic coating on the iPod Touch 3rd and 4th generations, they should at least give us a microfiber cloth to wipe it down with. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people already have their own, but me, I still do need to get one. I've been getting a lot of suggestions in one of my earlier videos with my iPod Touch 2nd generation, or in it I mentioned that I lost my polishing cloth. People have been giving me a lot of suggestions, and I've been like, okay, I'll have to try that out. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, though, because I do wish that Apple would include polishing cloths in their products. And I did get a polishing cloth actually with this case, but I've lost it, so, and I have no heck of a clue where that thing is. I haven't seen it actually since last Christmas, so it's been gone for almost a year, which is pretty sad if you ask me. Oh yeah, anything else I can think about? If you're a DIY type of person and this thing should get messed up, you should crack the screen, or, you know, something just goes wrong internally, the repairability on this thing is not very good. On the iPod Touch 2nd generation, repairing the digitizer, replacing it I should say, I'm pretty sure just about anybody could do that. Anybody could replace a cracked digitizer, and they're not that expensive. But on the iPod Touch 4th generation, they've bonded the digitizer to the actual screen. So if you do crack your screen, you're going to have to pay a lot more to get it repaired, because the screen is going to be attached to it. So that is a bit of a problem so you can't easily replace it. You're kind of forced to take it into an Apple store and get it replaced, or to some sort of a third-party repairing service. So that's a bit of a shame, but, you know, that's that. Opening the iPod Touch 4th generation is apparently a lot easier, because all you need is a hairdryer, and you just melt the glue, and then you can pry it open really easily, but, again, that's the only thing that's easier about it. Everything else is pretty much a nightmare, and if you want to see what I'm talking about, check down in the description for a teardown. I might include the link to the teardown I keep mentioning. I might put that in the description, so there you will see what it's like to actually go inside and repair this thing. Okay, alright, that's all the cons I'm going to get into for now. I'm sure there are several more that I just can't think of. Although I do have to say, one pro that I do like about the new iPod Touch is bonding, their method of bonding the screen to the glass. You don't get dirt in the screen anymore. If you take a look at this 2nd gen iPod Touch right here, there is a lot of dirt in there, and yeah, it's under there. I can't get to it at all. I'll even show you. Pressure. Well, yeah, there's just dirt in here. So, that's because this thing's process of it. Dirt can slip into here, in between that little slot right there, pretty easily. So, that's a bit of a problem there. But since this is kind of glued to everything, dirt is pretty much impossible for dirt to get in there. So that is definitely a good thing. But, and I've only seen one other person complain about this. A con is that this thing is much more sensitive to pressure. If you take a look at it right here, I'll just show you this real quick. Yeah, you can see it's a lot more sensitive to pressure. Now if you just turn it off and turn it on, it all goes away. But it's just so sensitive to pressure, so if you're cleaning it, you don't want to put too much pressure on it because you might damage your screen. So that is another con. Okay, that's all for pros and cons, but I do want to mention the last con, which is by far the most important one. the price is pretty insane. I mean, I don't really think the price is too much of a problem, but $230 for an 8GB iPod Touch 4th generation is quite a bit of money, and that's how much they cost, yes. You're gonna have to pay $230 for the 8GB iPod Touch. You have to pay $300 for the 32GB iPod Touch. They discontinued the 16GB model a while ago. And the 64GB model, that sounds like a lot, you're gonna have to pay a whopping $400. I mean, you might as well buy a laptop. You might as well buy a netbook for that. Okay? I mean, that's insane right there. And, you know, considering that the iPod Classic has about 120 gigs in it, it only costs about $200. That would probably be a much better proposition. So you could get the iPod Classic for $200 and maybe even still have $220 left over to maybe in the future get an iPod Touch for, you know, personal use, like, you know, internet and email use, which is actually what I use mine for. I see the iPod Touch more as a media consumption device. I really don't listen to a lot of music. In fact, I'll show you my music library. Would you like to see it? Boom. That's it, right there. You see? No content. I don't have any music on here. Do you want to see my videos on here? No videos. Now, on my iPod Touch 2nd generation, that is a bit of a different story. I did put some stuff on here while I was using it, but that's about it. Like, here and there, I've got some music in here, but none of it's really good, and none of it's something that people care about. In my videos, though, I do have some of those, and I also do have Huckleberry Hound, which is a great thing. I actually do want to put that on this one, but I want to clear up some of the memory first, because I don't think I have quite enough space for it. I do use this, again, for personal, like, you know, computing uses, I suppose. So the 8GB version is perfect for me because I don't have a lot of music. I don't have any music or videos on here, so yes, and that's that. So that's it, guys. Would I recommend the iPod Touch 4th generation for you? Since Christmas is coming up, you know, that might be you might want to be considering getting this for somebody as a gift. Abso-freaking-lutely. That sounded incredibly strange, but I had to say it. It absolutely, this thing, trust me, if somebody opens this on Christmas morning, they will be super duper happy, I promise you. This thing, oh my gosh, I mean, I wish I could have gotten something like this for Christmas, because I would just be sitting there just playing with it. You know, that's the thing I like about Christmas, when I get something new like this that has a lot of nice features in it, I can just sit there and experiment with it. And it's just so much fun. Christmas, just, I'm in that mood. I just want to play with stuff, you know what I mean? So, this is the perfect gift, because they got something to play with, look around, you know, beautiful, beautiful piece of technology. I really would recommend this for either yourself or as a gift for somebody. They will fall in love with it. I mean, I'm dead serious. This thing, yes, get it. I highly do recommend it. Even though it does have a slightly higher price tag than most normal things like this, it still is a great buy. And if you're not interested in all this, you still do have the other iPod models out there that will give you sort of the same music manageability. You can get this in you can get an iPod Nano for only $150 is asking a lot for that. I wouldn't recommend buying the iPod Nano for yourself. That would be something I would buy as a gift for somebody. I think buying it for myself, I am slightly considering it, but I'm probably not going to, just because of the high price tag on it. But I would buy it for somebody as a gift. Alright, that would be my recommendation for you on that. The Shuffle, it's a little tiny, it's very affordable, $40 or $50 for the Shuffle. It's like, it doesn't have a screen, but it's very small, sleek, light. It's about the size of a quarter. Alright, but that thing will only cost you $50, and you know, you could get them that if they just want a simple MP3 player. And it's very affordable too, like I said, for an Apple product. And you can also buy an iPod Classic if they're one of those people who wants to have their entire music collection with them everywhere they go. I personally don't have much of a music collection, so the iPod Classic is not that attractive to me, but it is for a lot of other people, and it also has a actual physical hard drive in it, a spinning hard drive inside of it, and that's how it has such a high capacity, and how it has, a low-ish price tag. If that were flash-based, it would be much more expensive, so yes, and there's also the iPhone. If you were interested in getting a phone that does exactly the same stuff that this thing does, and a bit more, because it's a phone, the iPhone 4 is exactly the same thing as this, pretty much. This is just the iPhone 4 minus the phone, pretty much. So you could get them the iPhone 4 if they want this, and the iPhone 4 is actually a bit cheaper, but you also have to keep in mind the data rates are a little bit on the high side. You could take a look at those for yourself. I can't really list them off the top of my head, but they are a bit expensive and a bit pricey. And there's the iPad. Now the iPad is $500 for the very lowest model, but you can get it in Wi-Fi or 3G, so that's pretty cool. And the iPad is just, lots of people are thinking of it as a super-sized iPod Touch. It's a lot more than that. You can do a lot more than on the iPad than what the iPod Touch can do. I would buy one of those for myself, mainly to have for school. That's what I see it as, a great tool for school. Seriously, I was our school issued out laptops to everybody this year. I actually did this thing right here. I'm going to only show you this. These things right here, the Dell Latitude E5400s. This thing costs like $800, but they had to buy like 1,000 of these. But I had a suggestion for them. They should get everybody iPads, because iPads would be A, much more lightweight, and B, they are pretty, I think they would just work perfectly for a student, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's that. I suggested iPads instead of laptops. Unfortunately, my idea was quickly turned down, and, they made me feel like I was an idiot, but I still suggested it. So, that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below in the comments below, or send them over to Pizzscn@yahoo.com. Also, be sure to check out my blog. Link is down below in the description, and follow me on Twitter if you can at twitter.com/PizzscN. Also, be sure to check out my mobile channel at youtube.com/PizzscNMobile, and that's about it. I apologize for the length of this video. It's probably going to be separated into different parts, though, so that's probably going to make it a little bit easier for you. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Adios.